Something just smashed into 3I/Atlas, and nobody saw it coming. September 23rd, 11:32 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated. Deep space tracking stations across 3 continents lit up with alarms. Instruments went haywire. Voices froze. Screens flickered. An energy burst from 3I/Atlas unlike anything ever recorded. Not controlled propulsion. Not a planned burn. This was chaos. Electromagnetic radiation erupting like a silent explosion across the void. 6 hours of dead silence. No signals. No course corrections. Just empty space where the most studied object in human history should have been. Then it reappeared. But something was wrong. 3I/Atlas, once perfectly balanced, its rotation maintained with mechanical precision for months, was now tumbling. Broken. Shattered. An impact had hit it. An impact no model could predict. No debris. No warning. Whatever hit it wasn't there before. High-resolution telescopes had clear, uninterrupted views of empty space right up to the moment of collision. Then, something materialized, collided, and vanished. What could strike an object moving that fast through supposedly empty space? Where did it come from? And why are NASA officials meeting behind closed doors, whispering about collision data that breaks physics itself? The details are chilling. Timestamp: 11:32 and 47 seconds a.m. Universal Time Coordinated. Energy release, equivalent to several nuclear detonations. But the signature was wrong. No radiation pattern, no thermal profile, no particle emissions. This wasn't a normal impact. Space debris specialists say, objects don't just appear and collide. 2 intersecting trajectories are required. Yet radar, optics, infrared, and even gravitational detectors showed absolutely nothing. Worse, the impact came from directly ahead, impossible for any natural object. 3I/Atlas was moving faster than anything else out there. To hit from the front, an object would need to travel at a significant fraction of light speed, and yet leave no trace. The electromagnetic pulse from the collision wasn't random. Contained patterns, organized frequencies. It looked more like 2 technologies interacting than like a rock smashing into another rock. Pause. One signals analyst whispered, "This looks like controlled energy discharge, not random destruction." And then, the strangest part. Instead of fading, the energy signature intensified for several minutes before cutting off completely, as if the collision triggered a sustained reaction, then abruptly terminated. Spectroscopic analysis. No debris field. No fragments. The impactor simply vanished, leaving only damage. Every instrument designed to observe space saw nothing until impact. No heat signature. No mass detection. No optical target. And yet something large enough to cripple 3I/Atlas had clearly been there. The timing was surgical. Tracking data shows 3I/Atlas was preparing for one of its routine navigation adjustments when the impact disrupted the maneuver. The timing wasn't coincidental. One trajectory analyst concluded. This was a planned intercept. The complete invisibility suggests technology far beyond any stealth we understand. Not just radar absorption, but full concealment from electromagnetic and gravitational detection. And the angle? Computer models show the impactor moving faster than 3I/Atlas itself. Impossible for any natural object. Analysis of the electromagnetic pulse revealed something even more disturbing. Embedded within the collision signature was structured data, organized information. "It's not just energy from impact," said one signals expert. "It's a message." When processed through the same AI systems that decoded 3I/Atlas's earlier transmissions, the pulse revealed a brief but chilling phrase. "Mission parameters updated. Proceed with modified protocols." Pause for effect. The collision wasn't an accident. It was communication. In the days after the impact, 3I/Atlas changed. Its perfect control replaced by erratic maneuvers. Its careful scanning replaced by focused observation of specific Earth targets. Its transmissions now sporadic, encrypted differently, aimed at new coordinates. "It's talking to someone else now," said a signals intelligence analyst. The collision changed its mission. Course corrections accelerated. Arrival date moved up from October 12th to October 8th. Energy usage skyrocketed. Dormant systems flared to life. Backup systems, emergency protocols, mission adaptation, desperation, and its intelligence gathering shifted. No more comprehensive surveys. Instead, 3I/Atlas began zeroing in on specific locations and activities on Earth, like something that suddenly needs precise information fast. Who or what could intercept an interstellar object with invisible technology? The precision required to calculate its position, velocity, and planned course corrections, then strike at the exact vulnerable moment, is staggering. This is technology that makes 3I/Atlas look primitive, one aerospace engineer admitted in a classified briefing. Stealth beyond human physics, complete concealment, manipulation of how matter interacts with electromagnetic radiation and gravitational fields. But who has it? As 3I/Atlas races toward Earth on a new trajectory, with altered protocols and new unknown recipients of its transmissions, one question remains. Was this an attack, a message, or the next phase of a mission we still don't understand? And as you watch this, ask yourself, if something can appear out of nowhere, strike a target at interstellar speeds, leave no trace, and embed a message inside the impact, what else might be on its way? Pause. Call to action. Stay alert. Share this video. Subscribe for live updates. Because whatever 3I/Atlas has become after that collision, it's now heading straight for us. 15 days. That's all we had left. But the truth is, we weren't preparing for one visitor anymore. We were standing on the edge of a battlefield we didn't even know existed. The shattered assumption. For weeks, the obvious answer seemed simple. If 3I/Atlas had been intercepted, maybe it was by its own creators. Perhaps they had sent the impactor as a course correction, a quiet update to mission parameters. That would have been almost comforting. A routine adjustment, a check-in. But then the analysis came in, and the data told a different story. The interceptor's trajectory, its impact, its propulsion, none of it matched 3I/Atlas. None of it. It was as if we had been watching two alien hands play chess across our solar system, and Earth was just the board. Two civilizations, one solar system. One strategist finally put words to the unthinkable. 3I/Atlas represents one group, and whatever sent the interceptor represents another. Two distinct technologies, two different civilizations, both operating not in some distant nebula, but right here, inside Earth's neighborhood. Suddenly, humanity wasn't preparing for a single alien encounter. We were caught between factions, rival intelligences, competing objectives. And Earth wasn't the host. Earth was the arena, the invisible hand. The timing of the intercept was surgical. Whoever sent it had been watching, waiting, studying. Military analysts agreed this wasn't random. To strike so precisely meant intimate knowledge of 3I/Atlas and of us. The interceptor wasn't just invisible. It was designed to slip between the cracks of our perception. It knew what our telescopes could see. It knew how our radar failed. It danced outside the reach of our primitive senses. They're not just hiding, one sensor expert whispered. They're avoiding us deliberately. They know our weaknesses better than we do. The lost days. Then came the second blow. The impact altered 3I/Atlas's course. Arrival wasn't October 12th anymore. It was October 8th. We lost 4 days. 4 days of preparation ripped away. Emergency coordinators scrambled, rewriting every protocol. But the truth was undeniable. We lost 4 days of preparation time and gained a set of completely unknown variables. And as if mocking us, the object went dark. Its transmissions, once decoded by AI, fell silent. No more signals, no more patterns, just silence. "We're flying blind now," said one intelligence director. "We don't know what it's planning." The battlefield revealed. If 3I/Atlas had enemies, then Earth might already be part of their war. Strategists grimly admitted it. If multiple alien powers were operating here, then Earth wasn't neutral ground. It was contested territory. That realization shifted everything. Observatories searched desperately for more stealth objects. Satellites pivoted to scan every shadow. But the interceptor had proven our worst fear. What we couldn't see could still kill us. The hidden surveillance. Then, the most chilling discovery. The interceptor hadn't just been targeting 3I/Atlas. Embedded in its electromagnetic signature were references. Not random ones. Earth coordinates. Military installations. Underground facilities so secret they shouldn't exist in any accessible database. One cryptanalysis expert admitted the truth. They've been cataloging us. Systematically. Completely. 18 months of lies. A global audit of old data revealed the horror. For 18 months, strange anomalies had appeared in our systems. Glitches. Interference. Dismissed as atmospheric noise. But it wasn't noise. It was them. They had been here. Watching. Mapping. Interfering. Every launch. Every classified test. Every communication. All monitored. All recorded. They've been managing what we're allowed to discover, said one research specialist. They controlled the narrative. They controlled us. The network above us. Then came the final knife twist. Radio astronomers uncovered faint signals. Not one, not two, but 43 distinct transmission sources, scattered across the solar system, each one perfectly placed to monitor Earth. We weren't just being watched. We were living inside a surveillance net. One strategist's words still echo. We've been living in their theater. And only now, the curtain has been pulled back. The clock is ticking. October 8th was no longer the date of first contact. It was the deadline of an interstellar conflict. 3I/Atlas was accelerating, burning through reserves, activating backup systems more powerful than the originals. Not like a traveler arriving peacefully, but like a hunted animal racing against time. Observers saw it clearly. It's acting under threat. It's desperate. And then, the anomalies multiplied. Civilian telescopes caught glimpses of shadows, objects appearing and disappearing near 3I/Atlas. The hunter wasn't gone. It was still here, and maybe it wasn't alone. Public awakening. Despite secrecy, the truth was leaking. Amateur astronomers were posting strange videos. Social media burned with rumors. The official silence only fueled the fire. Emergency broadcasters prepared for disclosure. But how could anyone explain this? Not one alien, not one ship, but a hidden war fought above our heads. 15 days left. And so humanity stands here, waiting, not for contact, not for peace, but for the resolution of a war between powers beyond our comprehension. Will Earth be witness, collateral damage, or target? On October 8th, the answer will come. And when it does, the skies above won't just hold a visitor. They'll hold judgment. Stay alert. Stay awake. Watch the skies. Because the next 15 days may decide more than history. They may decide humanity's place in the universe. Don't blink. Don't turn away. Because when the truth finally arrives, it won't wait for us to be ready.